fellow Rwandans, ladies and gentlemen, activists, defenders of human rights, and heads of governments from all around the world. I am Michael Mupende, sending greetings to all of you. Today, I am here to address the issue of gross human rights violations and the dictatorship that has become the norm in the country of Rwanda. Rwanda is led by a bully, ruthless dictator who has always played victim. Due to his dictatorial tendencies and human rights records in his country and beyond, President Kagame has been warned and advised regarding his crimes on several occasions by governments, non-governmental organizations, etc. These warnings include being prosecuted in 2 courts of law, but Kagame refused to listen and kept going. Despite Paul Kagame's lies and falsehoods to the international community that earned him false credits and awards, today I'm happy that with hard work done by the concerned and committed people, at long last, the truth is rising above rise as oil does rise above water. Here are some clips of what is going on in Rwanda. Allegations, all of which Kagame denies and categorically disputes. He justifies his actions. Most of the time, he threatens or he plays victim. Ladies and gentlemen, let us listen.
Democracy is not just good for others and for us when we are told to have democracy. Democracy is good for us. We know it. We want it. And only has to be seen as if it is being pushed down our throat and, that's the image you create about us. I don't accept that.
But critics paint a very different picture.
People disappear and are never seen again and are then simply assumed to be dead.
You've spoken a lot about democracy, and I would just like to point to the accusations of human rights abuses in terms of the elimination of your political opponents or the oppression of the press, and I would just like to hear your comments towards that.
No, I would like to hear your comments because for me, it's like, it's always difficult to accuse me of anything and then say, prove yourself innocent. I think I want to turn it to you and say, prove me guilty. That's where the problem lies. The press or human rights groups, what they say about me personally or about Rwanda. When you are in Rwanda and are dealing with these decent human beings also in Rwanda, and they tell you their own stories, you won't trace even 0.001% of what they're talking about.
It seemed remarkably coincidental that there was a number of incidents of violence ahead of the election. Do you categorically deny any involvement, not necessarily personally, but on the part of the party, in any of these incidents?
Absolutely no, because my party, myself, our government does not violate human rights. It's about building and developing our country.
Due to his lies and disinformation, Kagame has been hailed by many as a hero and a marvelous leader who brought peace, stability, and development after stopping genocide in Rwanda. Some world leaders hailed him as a visionary and a new breed of an African leader, among many other praises. And for the most of the time, these praises covered the darkest side of a true Kagame, and he remained a darling of the most powerful countries in the West, while actually everything has been going wrong under the surface. Kagame does not deserve all these praises as has been claimed. Instead, Kagame is a self-acclaimed leader of RPF, first in 1990, and thereafter a leader of Rwanda in 2000 until today. Kagame and his system has made his country a prison for its citizens. His system of leadership has denied every right to its people. No freedom of expression, no fair trial. There is enforced disappearances all over, torture by Kagame's intelligence services, is everywhere. The use of excessive force by the security forces. There is indiscriminate killings. And all sorts of inhuman treatment to the citizens, which has become a norm in Kagame's Rwanda. Paul Kagame's government has exported terror and violence all across the world, to include here into the United States, in the effort to pursue his critics, opponents, and dissidents. He has assassinated, kidnapped, attacked, intimidated, and spied on critics from all over the world using an expensive high-tech spyware surveillance known as Pegasus and others. Anyone who attempts to contest for with the seat of the presidency against Kagame commits a crime in Rwanda, and he or she is jailed or persecuted and be forced to flee the country straight away. Victoire Ingabire, Diane Rwigara, Maitre Ntaganda, and Christopher Kayumba are the most recent examples to the case. Kagame is just a criminal who has exported and perpetrated war and violence in the neighboring country of Democratic Republic of Congo for the last 26 years to date. He has spied, instigated violence and political unrest in Burundi and Uganda. He threatened and intimidated the neighboring heads of governments in the region, to include presidents Pierre Nkurunziza of Burundi, President Jakaya Kikwete of Tanzania, and Yoweri Museveni of Uganda. Dictator Kagame has his hands soaked with blood of the three African neighboring presidents, namely Juvenal Habyarimana, Cyprien Ntaryamira, and Desire Lola Kabila of the DRC. The solution to this issue that has affected Rwanda and the region mostly lies with the Rwandan people themselves. Paul Kagame has gone far and beyond in his dealings. He has changed the country's constitution to suit his desire to stay a ruler of Rwanda forever. Here are my suggestions to the solution. Number one, come 2024 presidential elections, do not cast your votes to the only one candidate, Dictator Kagame, who has ruled Rwanda with an iron fist for the last 30 or so years. His time has long expired. Number two, do not accept to be forced, coerced, and beheaded by the security forces to the lineup for voting against your wish, as it has been the routine for the last presidential elections. If done, all the above will make an impact on Kagame's dictatorship. And he will either give in to the democratic process or he will be forced to quit. Rwandans must rise against the dictatorship and unite in peace. Fellow activists, human rights defenders, we should continue to do the outreach work to save the imprisoned, the speechless, and the oppressed people of Rwanda. Because democracy, freedoms, and human rights require a never-ending democratic actions and behaviors from all sectors of society, both the domestic and international. I wish you all a happy and prosperous year of 2023. Shalom. Thank you.